G'day. Today we're checking out a map set called New Beginnings by SaccharinTV. That's a set of 3 maps, which I'll play all the way through. And Saccharin reached out to me on Doomworld forums the other day, mentioning that they used my tutorials to start their mapping journey quite recently, and this is the first map is a culmination of that apparently, so I'm interested to see how it all goes. Immediately, very nice. I like the nice framing of this this doorway here. Nice accoutrement to the room. These upper textures here are misaligned, but that may be intentional to indicate sort of a bit of an upper thing there. Got some nice storytelling here. I don't think I'm supposed to jump and crouch. It's not disabled, but I'll just avoid doing that. Alright. It's been quite a while since I've played Doom myself, or even made maps. I've been going through a bit of a mapping lull myself, so this might help kickstart me and get me back into doing things. Alright. Very nice. This is actually a bit reminiscent of one of my little tutorials. Just a nice small map with all the bits and pieces. Very cool. Yeah, nice. Right, it's nice to see things that I've sort of put together actually get used, which is very reassuring. Yeah, it makes me want to actually do more. This immediately looks like a little secret there. Nice signposting. Alrighty. So we've got a flush ceiling with the skybox there. Might want to pull that down a little bit just so it doesn't look paper thin there. Very nice. Yeah, nice little looking courtyard area. Grab some bits and pieces. Very nice. It's good seeing the little variations get made through the map to differentiate from that little tutorial. It's good. It shows that you're inquisitive, looking at making something your own rather than just following bits and pieces. Alrighty. 77 monsters, 3 secrets. Ooh, this is definitely a step up, isn't it? Wow. Very nice. Interesting little stairway here. Ooh, that's a bit rough. Yeah. Alrighty, where's that last guy? There we go. Interesting. Yeah, cool. Fun. Okay, I'm assuming we're going to need all 3 keys to progress that way, but we'll find out. I suppose the blue key's up there and the yellow key's up there. It's good signposting. Oh, the water hurts. Might be some kind of coolant or something. I did spot that. Yeah, the steps deal damage still as well. Personal preference, I would probably avoid that. I want to see a little indicator there. Did something. And actually this little arrow does not deal damage apparently. Interesting. Alright, it wasn't immediately apparent to me what... Oh, never mind. That's very good. Alright, let's go and grab the yellow key, presumably. Okay. Nice use of lighting here. My guess is that these are going to come down on my way back through, which, yeah, is very, very likely. Ooh, very nice. Fire. Ouch. Huh. I would have expected this to deal damage more so with the water, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. Good little trap there. Yeah, fast drop. See, you seem to have the creatures squished inside a zero high sector, and you pull them down to reveal it from that, rather than having a little cavity in each of these. Very good. Good map design to have things of interest for the players to tackle on their way back if you have to make them come back through. Certainly very ambitious for a first map. One thing that I notice you've got pretty good already is the sizing of rooms. One of the biggest things I find with people is they often either make everything far too small and cramped, or just vast and overwhelmingly large. Excuse me. Alright, I'm going to assume there's a secret then. That's some spheres there. I think that's one of the Romero design principles, isn't it? If there's an outdoor area, you should be able to get to it. Is one of the things that he always said. Now, whether I can get to it here, you can see that that's got a bit of a funky thing there. Alright, nothing immediately apparent here. Perhaps as we go through to the next part. Good symmetry there. With the trap opening. Okay. Looks like that's straight into the exit, isn't it? The red door. Could be the red door. No, the exit. Okay, well I missed that Soul Sphere secret, but no matter. On to Detour. Very nice. Ooh. Working with some scrolling ceiling textures now. You can see it. Switch there. Just want to check. It is openable from inside here. So if that's not intentional, you may want to make this a little bit larger, a bit more of a barrier there, just to prevent somebody from doing exactly what I just did. I don't know. Yeah, definitely not a big deal considering it's right here, but yeah, just something to consider. Okay, empty room otherwise. I like the design choices we've gone for. It actually makes the standard Doom textures look quite fresh, which is surprisingly hard to do when you've been playing them for 20, 30 years. So kudos to that. Just the way that you've picked your choices here. Okay. We've got 90 boxes in this one, a little bit more. 4 secrets. dealing mostly with the lower tier monsters, but that may change by the end of the map. See our first sloped floor here. It's good to see new mappers getting into UDMF design. I like it. Interesting storytelling going on here. These stalagmites, or stalactites, stalagmites coming up from the ground. Blocking off the way. A whole bunch of doors here. Okay. I like the use of the scrolling texture for the a good tight environment for your first encounter with the Hell Knight, and it's good that you've just had a Hell Knight appear on yourself to introduce the player to them. So now that they're more comfortable with them, you can probably throw a few more or mix them into the normal roster now. Very good. Oh, I like this little arched ceiling. That's very nice. So you would have done the same amount of sectors there, yeah. Yep, cool. I'm a fan of slopes. Very cool. Ooh, a sewer map. Bold choice for your second map. Let me quickly check this door. No. Make sure I'm not missing anything else before I progress. Looks alright to me. Found myself a secret. Don't mind if I do. Lovely little pipe. Nice grate there. That'll be a little 3D floor, I guess. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, very nice. Really like seeing this experimentation with what UZ do, or UDMF can and can't do. Really nice ceiling. Really do like these arched ceilings. See, you've got the some sort of stretched textures on these sort of steeper slopes. You can even them out if you just select all of them, all of those sectors there, and hit Control A to align them all. They should stop that stretch. They should rearrange their scale to look a little bit more uniform. Okay, so we can't get through there, and we need a yellow card. Again, a bit more separation so players can't just open things they're not supposed to yet. Might be handy. Okay. Rockets. I like it. Always sort themselves out. Infighting amongst themselves in the same class. That's interesting. Very nice. I should have known by the blood stain. It's not a friendly place. Very good. Red and blue. I don't have either of those, so I wonder why that's there. I wonder if this is just decoration. It's an interesting choice if so. You can see that you've used probably a sector behind there as well to do a lower and upper. It can be tricky using these well-known textures, which normally designate doors. Outside of their standard use, you'll trip a lot of people up who just assume that, oh, there must be a red and blue door here. Something that I've picked before. You can do it. It's just something to be mindful of. Okay. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, interesting. You've chosen a slope here to, I guess it's mostly for looks, but it does let me get up on this little tip bit here, which then lets me get into here. You'll always find players find a way to ruin your maps. So that could be probably resolved by making this level potentially, or making that impassable as well, or both. Ouch. Okay. Interesting. Nice waterfall texture. Alrighty, blue card for that one. It's another thing to be mindful of if you are using these other textures as non-card textures. Then consistency of design goes a long way, where you should never use it then for doors. Use a different one potentially, just to help define what is a blue door and what isn't. Just going to check this quickly. Oh. This slime is not toxic. Is it toxic on that side, I wonder? Just going to see if I can find another stairway up here. It's not. Interesting. I wonder if that's an oversight. Okay. Red card required. I suppose this is showing this is where the red card is. Just 1 sec. Right. See here we've got, in this case it's an upper texture, it's still pegged. Just unpeg those so that it doesn't slide down with, although it could be intentional. It could just be sort of like a pulley kind of thing going on here. Alrighty. Very cool. I have a feeling that's meant to be a slime texture as well. I know I'm being very nitpicky here. Ooh, nice. I wonder if you could be fast enough to get over that. If so, if it would soft lock you, that'd be something that'd be worth testing. Very nice. Like the use of traps, it's really good. Nice sloped ceilings there. I like that you've chosen to bump these computer terminals out just about, looks like about 8 units. Gives that extra dimensionality to it. And it's something that you often see sunken into the wall, so it's a little bit different. I like it. Red key. Now, question is, does anything attack us on the way back? Doesn't seem to. Okie dokie. Really? Looks to me like a shootable switch, which we'll test in just a second. I'm finding the second map to be a little bit more atmospheric than the first and a bit more themed, but so far a little bit more tame, I would say. And haven't seen too much of a challenge yet. Well, that's interesting. Oh, I like that. That's fun. The walls, I think, might be a bit thin. Or you may want to have maybe just another line there lining the inside of it. That's impassable to the monsters, just so they don't get so close to the walls, because you could see parts of them through the actual those panels as they got very close to them. Alright, so block this off so you can't fall down. I do see another of these. Very nice. Oops. Got a little bit too excited there. Finding this room a little bit emptier than some of the others. Might be worth having a few extra bits and bobs around in here. Maybe, for example, some of those little light things or something, sort of decorations. Oh, hello. Look at you in a second. I see that we've got a little bit of extra texture there that was sort of going a bit astray. When you get something like that, there's a couple of things you can do. You can either scale out these textures here, or you could maybe have, that looks like a 16 units, you could maybe have a metal beam or a metal bar as a breakout for that sector, for that texture. There's also another thing that I see a lot getting a lot of recommendations for in map building is anything that's sort of over about 256 units wide in terms of walls. You should try and break it up with like a beam or a different texture or something, just so you don't sort of get texture blinded. So yeah, that'd be about here. Might be nice to have like just a metal beam or something to break it up here, and maybe one more further on. Just helps the eyes of the player. Just wanted to. Ah, good. Thought I might have missed the boat there. Right, where was I? Blue key. No bad guys popped up from that. Doesn't seem to have done. Again, very tame so far. We're looking at 62, so 2/3 of the way done in terms of monsters. So you use the wall texture as the floor texture here as well. Might be something a bit more suited for this particular floor. Not necessarily. When you do make use of wall textures like this, sometimes it might be handy to segment these walkways, sort of like, miter the joint halfway at 45 degrees here, maybe, for example. Align this texture so it's pointing that way, and then switch the alignment so that it's going lengthways along this way. It might help make it feel more like a floor tunnel kind of thing. It could get a little bit more complicated in areas like this, of course, but it's still manageable. Time consuming though, it can be time consuming. I find that kind of detail something I spend my time in. I think it's for a small benefit, so it's a lot of work for a small reward, but it also does show just getting those finer details into the maps. Okay, yellow key acquired, 9 monsters remain. 1 secret missing. Might end up missing 1 secret again in this one. We made it through this checkpoint. That's good. I like that kind of, again, that storytelling of, you know, there's a barrier in the way, we had to go down through the sewers to find a way through. Very nice. Yeah, did miss 1 secret again. Not to worry. Showdown. Map 3. 224 monsters. This looks a little bit more ambitious already. Alright, got some nice fire bits happening here. Some nice hexagonal portal windows there. This dude keeps firing at me. Right. Immediately, much more complex. I like the texture choices. Okay. Nice, nice. I like the scrolling floor for the running water. Very good. I expected this to actually come down. It's a standard sort of platform or lift texture. Very thick door. That light really works in that on that pillar, doesn't it? Really nice. I like it. Nice lighting. Looks like you're using actual light objects now instead of sector lighting. So you've got your 3D lights going. Again, playing with all of the things that UDMF has to offer is fantastic. If you're playing with that, you should have a look at doing coloured lights as well. You can maybe get a red glow going on here for all of your fire sort of looks like you got a blue tint to the light here, actually. Oh, interesting. Okay. Pistons are pumping. Oh, very nice. What is that action? I'm trying to remember. Not sure. I wonder if that's some scripting. If so, well done. Very likely to need to do some tutorial on his ACS scripting. Oh, we can't shoot through there. Ooh, we are being armed. This one seems a little bit non-linear, doesn't it? That's good. Okay. Interesting. Nice foreshadowing of goodies yet to come. Very cool. You put a lot of work into the environmental storytelling of these maps, and it really does show. Really Alright, see a red key up there now. Let's go blue first. Very nice. Lovely. A wormhole. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Nice little secret switch. Not immediately apparent what it does. Oh, didn't actually expect that to do anything. Alright. It's good that you circle back a lot to the central area, which is good map design, I think. Always sort of helping to orient where the player is in the larger context of the map. Again, lots of effort put into the visual aspect of this, which I appreciate. Okay, this looks like it will come down at some point. Just talking about, just thinking that the map was a little bit gentle still. Blue key. Teleport trick is something that another mapper that I used to do a little bit with, Cyrelek. He used to love doing it. Good to see that again. Nice little trap there. I like that you're breaking the norms a little bit. Very cool. Alright, second one. Oh, yes, I can go backwards. I think there's a way that you can probably adjust that to make it hard for the players to do that. Probably just adjusting the speed of the conveyor belts, or adjusting the friction. We're getting some high tier monsters, aren't we? Yellow card required. Again, we're seeing the central area, and that looks like a little secret. Very nice. Actually expected a few more. Ouch. Two archviles, eh? Maybe more. Ooh. Very nice. I've done one of these before. Horrible, horrible trap. I was lucky. Nice. Was it a monster trigger? Very cool. I see, and the second one's coming now. Very good. Plenty of health to go around, which is always nice. This one's a yellow door. Another one of these teleport chambers, very good. Oh, that was sunk a little bit below the floor there. Might want to just align that so it's flush with the floor. Okay, last teleport. Straight into the action. Alright. Ooh. That was interesting. Destroyed the mains power hardware, and now we're back to backup power. Emergency lighting. Again, really nice use of the dynamic lighting. Then you have tinted it nicely here. I think in terms of I like that you've got some depth spectres in here so that they still surprise you. Be nice if they, if you were inside the maze a little bit more before they sort of triggered, so you weren't sure which direction they were coming from. Just to spice it up a little bit. Interesting. I'm guessing this entire section is going to come down at some point. Open up the maze. Okay. Put them all in one. Red key. Now we have to go back through the maze. I'm guessing it's all come down. Nope. Never mind. We better go explore the rest of it. Not immediately sure what the switch has done. Luck goals. We get to use that very often, so very nice. I do still wonder why half of this maze is suggests that it's going to come down from the map. It's sending us back out. Just out of curiosity, I just want to... Oh, hello. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yes. funny. Just a leftover piece, I suppose. You can probably just delete those sectors if they're not going to come down. Just to tidy things up a little bit. The downside of a light bulb is that all of the wonderful light work that you've put through the map is lost while I'm wearing them. Interesting. Got 440 cells, which is heaps. I suppose we can go up the top again. Do I have it momentum? I didn't. Nice. Alright, good look at the map. Look at that northern section of the bit that's missing, isn't it? Oh, hello. Peace. We're going to have another one this way. Oh, right, yeah, okay. Never mind. There's also a switch that I shot in the yellow section that I think never sort of figured out what that was for. I suppose we shall carry on. Okay. Here we have a nice portal. Yeah. Lovely. Very nice piece of portals. What else is here? I'll say again, the use of the classic dirt texture is really nicely done here. Like I said, it's hard to make it look fresh. Oh, nice music change or stop. Red skull. I like it. This is your depiction of hell. We have a massive firewall here and a switch which I'm guessing is going to grant us entry to it. Ooh. Is that intentional? Must be. Reminds me a little bit of the Doom 3 hell. It's very sort of, yeah, very trippy. What do they say? Interesting. Okay. This is a boss arena if ever I've seen one. Oops. Slipped. All right. Enough to deserve a BFG bracelet. First wave is done. Nice. Something just appear and then disappear. Too much wandering around orienting myself. I'm not sure if I wanted to do that, but it looks like we should generate a really good thing. Oof. Yeah, I like that. You can bring the medikits on when you need them. How many come down? A few, that's for sure. We've exhausted the negative supply. Cyber demon. Let's just save it. These are the last two enemies. There we go. Don't mind if I do. We've closed the portal. Trapping ourselves inside. Very nice. Very good. Very nice set of maps. I think you've done really well, and you've shown just how much you've learned through just those 3 maps. Carry it on, yeah. Keep on building, keep experimenting. Have a look at some ACS scripting. I think you can do some really incredible things with that if you get into it and muck around with it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It'll really take away some of those limitations that you might have found with just being able to trigger a single thing at a time or whatever. Yeah, very nicely done. Very impressed. Good job.